Now this will be very difficult to see, but basically this is the package, the software package that you can use to assess your level of risk. It's available, it's on a website, and I'll have the details of that on a later slide, but it's available there. You can use it to actually go through and do your own risk assessment for your location. The first thing that you have to do is select a site. And as I said, those sites are limited at this point of time, and it'll probably be some years before we have a significantly greater number of sites that you'll be able to look at. But it's basically, you need to select a site that you think best fits your location, or it might be that you think one location is going to be more extreme than mine, another location is going to be better than mine. I might need to look at the two of them and work out what it's going to be like, you know, in the middle. So, but there is, you select your site, you basically want to look at the long-term data. There is a facility in there to actually look at individual months, so that you can see what the number of events in a particular month are likely to be. But for the purposes of NFAS requirements, you want to be looking at long term. Choose the type of cattle, the coat colour, the health status, number of days on feed, and any management practices that you have in place. You then run once you put in that, there's a facility down here to put in any notes that you might want to put in, and you can run that, go through, put those in, hit the calculate risk button, and it'll come up with a results page that looks something like this. This is one that I ran for Amberley, which just between here and Brisbane. I live just near Amberley, so and I've got about the same constitution as a fat black Angus steer, so I know it gets pretty hot at Amberley. But if you look at that, what we've done, and I've just used the reference animal, and the system defaults to the reference animal, so that if you choose a site and don't adjust anything else, it will come up with a figure for the reference animal in that location. I know it's a reference animal because here I've got a HLI of 86. That's the threshold at which that animal will start to gain heat. It's also given me event duration, so these are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 or more days, and it's telling me that I'll have an event, 1 to 2 events every 4 years of 7 days or more duration, where that animal is going to reach an accumulated heat load of greater than 100 units. Now that you would never sell to anyone, any animal welfare person, that any animal should be allowed to be subjected to that an event of that duration at that frequency. That same animal will also have 1 to 2 events every 10 years of a 6-day duration event, and so on. So those are all separate events and equal the total of events that are going to cause that animal some extreme amount of stress. What we're basically saying is that once you've done this, you can then go back to the model and incorporate some of the mitigation strategies, and you might need to look at your management practices, manure management, shade, but you can actually select out some strategies that you can use, and you can rerun the model until you get down to basically where you have less than 1 event in the period of this data, and it'll come to less than 1 event in 10 years in any of those categories. So basically we're saying that you should be targeting a situation where the animals in your care are not exposed to any extreme events. So they're not exposed to an accumulated heat load at any time greater than 100 units.